Jay. This is our weekly podcast. Thank you for joining us on Between Departures. I'm your host, Jay, with my beautiful co-host, my wife, Soraya.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Are you good? This was a good day. How was your day today?
My day was fabulous.
It was fabulous. That's
Absolutely.
good. All right. So, hey, guys.
Good.
You know, we come to you and we're just bringing you the real when we talk about our travel experiences. We talk about the things that we do. Some crazy questions. Sometimes it may be serious. Sometimes it may not be. But what we want to do is just have a good conversation with you, and we want you guys to relate to us.
Right. But let's face it, none of it has to be serious. We just want to make sure that people know how much we like traveling, in case they hadn't seen our social media and realized just how much of it we do, and but also, what are the possibilities out there? What can you do? I mean, for me, a lot of the things that we do are a new experience, because although I have traveled, never quite traveled internationally. So, except for the, going back home to Venezuela and, the occasional Caribbean island, so to speak.
Okay.
But there are so many things that I have learned by traveling with you. The hidden gems, how to stay away from the tourist traps, how to enjoy like the touristy things, but still not pay that tourist tax.
So I have to ask, since you've been traveling for a few years, so I want to ask. So now, do you consider yourself a veteran traveler now, or you still? What do you consider yourself? I mean, because when you compare yourself to I always say we just do family members and friends. How do you compare yourself now? I mean,
no, I feel like I'm a comfortable, veteran traveler.
Okay.
I still do rely a lot on you. I mean, there is that meme out there.
I got that key. I got that travel key.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But there is that meme of like, there's two kinds of people: those who plan everything and those who just have to show up. And guess what I am? I'm just the one who shows up.
So I guess when you talk about me, you would probably just say,
yeah, you're so humble. Your humility is just beyond belief. No, you should be saying how awesome I am, because I am so damn easygoing.
You are an amazing traveler. I'm not going to tell you no lie. You're not. I'm not dragging through the airport when we talked about the luggage stuff. I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh my God," trying to convince you to do something.
No.
So I would say yes, you are a great traveler in that
I will
sense.
tell you this: I will try almost anything once.
Okay.
I am not jumping off any cliffs or anything
But
like
you
that.
said you'll do it once though.
No. Almost anything.
Jumping off a cliff does not sound like almost.
No.
It's totally different.
You
different
have to
levels,
tell me
different words.
what we're doing, and then I will tell you yay or nay.
Okay. All right.
And that's a must.
Okay.
But
All right. Fair enough.
particularly for me, I think when you look at the hidden gems that we have discovered, I like how you come up with like all these intricacies. Okay, first 24 hours is like downtime. It's like we get there, we kind of like get a feel for what's around us, and then the following day it's like, okay, here we go.
So we gotta have that travel day. The travel day you have, especially international.
I appreciate that.
Travel day is great. I need that, especially when we go to all inclusives. I tell you, give me the first 24 hours around the pool, hang out, drink, and after that, we can figure it out.
Right. Which, there comes to mind, the first thing that you taught me about in the all inclusives, that whole Wet 20.
Jake's no secret. Just
why don't you explain to people what the Wet 20 is? That's kind of like a hidden gem, or unless you don't want to give your trick away.
Well, I'll get it out of the way a little bit later. What
Okay,
about that?
that's
What about-
fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair
'Cause
enough,
We're gonna talk about that when we talk about
Yeah.
going to these different resorts and service and
Perfect.
just do's and don'ts at these places. Because a lot of people don't have travel etiquette. That's it.
That is
They
true.
don't. They go somewhere and they thinking that, especially when they travel internationally, they think they're in America.
Right.
So that does affect the fact that your mentality when you're talking about looking for the gems and doing
Right.
these different things.
Right.
So.
Okay, so then the other thing that I like that we do is, besides the the first 24-hour downtime, is we go to dinner that night in probably the nearest place where we befriend a waiter, a bartender, somebody, and who's from there, and we ask them, what do you guys do?
Okay, cool. I'm
Where
glad
do
I'm
you
glad
guys
specified
go?
that because it made me sound like we're trying to rob them or something. Let me be pretty. Hey, buddy, come here. Let me. And then next thing you know, we're trying to take their money. It's okay.
Right.
I get what you're saying. Okay,
No.
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So that's a good thing, because then the following time, then we keep asking people that we meet, where do you guys hang out? What's a good place to see here? We did that when we were in Austria,
Yeah.
in Budapest.
Well, that's how we ended up. That's how we ended up going to Bratislava over in Slovakia, because they told us we did a 3-country tour over New Year's. It was cold. Vienna, Vienna, Budapest, and then we did Prague. But when we got to Vienna, we was asking the guy what to do at the hotel, and he's like, "Oh my God, do you guys, take the train over to Bratislava?" And I'm like, what is this place? But it turned out to be almost like your Hallmark moment, where it was snowy, it was beautiful. Isn't that where you fell down in the snow too, trying to throw in the sidewalk?
You have to tell everybody that.
You know what I mean? But I got the video posted. Oh no, I don't have the video posted, so maybe I should do that. But no, that's what you do. So the hidden gems, and I'm not going to steal your thunder when you talk about that, but the hidden gems, that's actually true. I would say this. I had a conversation with somebody. I want to say yesterday, legitly, and it's funny that we're talking about it. And they're going to be going over to, I want to say London, to watch a football game.
Okay.
And they were like, "Hey, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm staying with the travel tour. I'm going to stay at the travel hotel. I'm going to stay with the travel group. We're going to take the travel transportation. We're going to do this. I don't care how much it costs. I'm going to be in I'm going to be in my bubble because I don't like traveling overseas." I'm like, but they do speak English. I'm like, they do speak English in England, right? You understand that, right? But it was funny anyway. But I do understand that. So when we put our travel groups together, people like it because we do have structure, but we go off the beaten path probably the majority of our trips, because what I tell people is, hey, your picture that you just took, 10,000 people took that same photo, and it's on the internet. Go do something different. Find it, because the architecture in these little sites away from the tourist areas are amazing. So I'll tell you this little story. I don't know if you remember when I think it was your first trip to Florence. We went there and we sat around the little plaza, the little square. We had a nice little breakfast. We had our little, our cornetos, our little cafe. We had our espressos, and we had all this other stuff. And we got the bill, and it was like, I want to say almost 50 euros. And we were like, oh, we ain't doing this every morning. This is a one-time thing. It's a one-off thing. However, when we were walking, we went up 3 blocks and then turned left. Not even a couple of blocks, but the Italian blocks. I mean, the Italian blocks is like 4 houses each. I mean, they're small, right? So we go up the corner and we see this little cafe, and people are lining up. They're standing, coming in and out. We go and have that same breakfast for €6. All because we decided to get off the tourist path and we turn left instead of right. So getting out of your comfort zone while you're traveling, that's when you're going to find those little hidden gems, and it's okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, isn't that's why we're there to explore? I mean,
that's the best part, is exploring. And when push comes to shove, Google Maps work everywhere.
Absolutely. And going to these places are, I would say, know your surrounding, know what country you're going to. There's a few countries that I probably would stay close to the resort if I did go, and I wouldn't go explore too much off the beaten path where only tourists are going to go. But for the most part, we can go to these countries in Europe and enjoy and not have to worry.
Whatever you do, don't put your cell phone in your back pocket. Don't carry a backpack. If you're going to carry the backpack, put it in front of you, or something that's just close to you. I mean, and not necessarily because we've had so many bad experiences. It's just better safe than sorry. Just prepare.
Yeah, but but they do have these backpacks and things that you can wear that is going to give you a little bit more safety. But you just have to be cognizant. You just can't go out there willy-nilly. So that's the key. You can't go willy-nilly and expect, nothing's ever going to happen to me, because you know what? Pickpockets are everywhere. And most places that we've been to, I think they're crimes of opportunity. And when we go to those places, those little hidden gems, you are going to stick out like a sore thumb because you're not a local. We know you're not a local.
Right.
And why are you here? I mean, but on the flip side, when we go to those places, we meet some of the coolest people, the people that we end up becoming friends with, because they look at us like, hey, you're willing to come off the off-beaten path to come to our neighborhoods, to where we live, where we eat, and where we hang out, and be one of us. And, and that's one thing I love about travel. And I love that about you, by being adventurous. You are good with that.
Yeah. And I think for the most part, I don't think we have ever ran into anyone out there that has been rude or short, well, except for that taxi driver in France.
Okay, French people. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
But everybody else has always been very, I will tell you this, I have spoken the most Spanish when we go to Europe than even that I do here at home. Because, again, Europeans speak anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 languages. So when English doesn't work, I go to the old trusty Spanish.
Yeah, and I go to my old trusty Spanish interpreter. And so my Spanish is enough to get me in trouble, but I can't get myself out of it. I'm gonna call the embassy. We already know that. I've already tried it, and I just call the embassy. 911 don't work. Sometimes it's 119. You gotta, wherever you go. That's a quick tip. Wherever you go, learn the emergency number. Right. We did that. We had to learn it when we went to Europe last time, and it was something. I actually did a travel tip Thursday on that. Because things like that are things that you should know.
Where were we that all the light poles had, it was where that Christmas town was at. Was it Vienna again?
Vienna. It was in Vienna.
They had, in every light pole, they had a number that if you call the emergency.
Oh, no, that was in Prague. So it was a marker. It was a marker.
There's a marker.
Because their streets are really not labeled.
at all.
So
if you call the emergency number, you could give them that number that's in that light pole or whatever, and they would know exactly where you were at.
Yeah, it's like a mile marker when you're walking. So
and I thought that was really cool.
That was actually really cool. You know, where you at? I think I'm by number 208. Oh, my bad.
But remember, too, I mean, the buildings there, some of them had like 3 numbers, 4 names, you know, the Golden Duck.
Yes, they were named after sayings or whatever it was, or animals. It was in Prague. I remember that we had a great tour guide there that we connected with personally. So his name's Patrick. So Patrick took care of us. So
Shout out
if
to Patrick.
You want to go to Prague, you know, Patrick, we got you, bro. We're gonna send business your way, man. We appreciate you.
He's a great tour guide.
He's a great, amazing tour guide for 5 days there in Prague, which was great.
Amazing.
And we love that. So the hidden gems, when we talk about that, you know, I tell you, even in our own backyard, Florida, I mean, I didn't realize they had so many crystal springs. They got so many things here. I remember going to Mexico to a cenote, and it was my first time going to Riviera Maya down there, and it was beautiful. You know, you go in the water, the caverns. They had the bioluminescent light.
I'm jealous because I've never been to a cenote.
It was actually pretty cool. Me and my boy DeMarcus, my son, we went there. We hung out. It was cool. He actually did an adventure with his dad, and he had to worry about running and leaving me. So that was great. I could keep up with him. He was young. He had young legs. I could keep up with him.
He still has young legs.
He still has young legs. But I think I can. No, I can't. I still can't keep up with him. But it was great. But we have so many hidden gems and things that you can see. And, you know, all you have to do is ask around. Where were we at? I did something. We were in Barcelona. And last year we went, and I found this really cool speakeasy.
I didn't go to
You didn't go with
in
that.
Madrid.
It was me. They got really Mark. I think Lori. You know, my usual. It was a little drinking. It was a little afternoon drinking crew. Because I think you went up to Madrid. You went to Madrid for the day, and we were down there. And I Googled this thing, and we go up, and there's just one person standing outside, little lady just hanging out. And you walk by, and it looked like a little convenience store. And I mean, it was small. It was like a 7-Eleven miniaturized. And you go and you talk to the guy, and he would.
Had to give him the secret handshake.
He let us in. That was a bad handshake, so that's why he didn't let me in. But anyway, we got there. We go in, and it opened up to this beautiful club. And then they actually had an additional room in there, and you would never know what was inside this building. But it was kind of like, I was sitting there, and I was like, you know, we did all the tourist things or whatever, and we're just kind of roaming around. And I said, hey, what are some cool things to do here in Barcelona that's off the beaten path and kind of secret? And that popped up. And so we went and did that, and it was cool. What I am going to do is I can tell you, it was around May. If you go back and look at our social media pages, it'll be like in the
May of 24.
May of 24, and it'll say Barcelona, and we did this. That was at the beginning of our 3-week hiatus, right? It was a 3-week trip. That was great. But I have photos of that place. Yeah. So, and people were like, oh my God, how did you find this? And those who went with us was so cool. And everybody wanted, the next day, they wanted to go back because we showed people the pictures. And I was like, nah, we already did the cool stuff, man. You got to figure that out on your own. You know what I mean? But it's cool. Not being obnoxious. You know what? I give you the opportunity to do something once. And people don't want to do it. I'm like, fine. That's okay.
You're bad.
No, not bad.
Anyways,
just real.
That we couldn't go because the next day we were actually leaving on our cruise.
Were we? Okay. Well, that was it. Yeah. So we did plane, trains, automobile, and threw a cruise in there too.
Exactly.
So no, it was great. But I love finding these little off the beaten path things, whether it's a little tiny restaurant or we saw some really cool little bars. Just
Where?
different experiences.
Where?
Um,
What were the cool bars?
they were everywhere. I can tell you, we went to an ice bar.
Yeah, I did
That
not
was
go
cold.
to the ice
It was
bar.
cool. It was cold. It was snowing. It was very cold outside, and we decided to go to an ice
Nope.
bar. So it was only that much worse. But it was great. We go in there.
It was an experience to be
we had
had.
2 or 3 drinks, and we were good. But it was a cool experience, and it
Yeah.
was. Well, that was in Budapest.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, that was in Budapest.
Yeah, that was the night we had the goulash.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
Had the Hungarian goulash.
goulash. So delicious.
So being adventurous and trying
So
foods.
delish.
So when you go to these regions, you gotta have, some of the little hidden gems are food places.
I mean, some. I think all are food places.
Yeah, we love the local cuisines.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say, I really apologize for saying this, but the German food, I was not as pleased. We went to the Oktoberfest a few years ago. The sausages or whatever. I mean, some stuff was good, some stuff was, but the food for me didn't do my palate justice. Maybe I was drinking too much beer. I don't know, but it didn't do me no justice. But we've had some really good food in places.
We were in Berlin, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Because I have been told that German food is delicious outside of the big cities.
Okay.
Now, I have no way of confirming or denying that. I think Berlin was kind of an interesting city. Very gray, very dark, very
New and the old crossing,
cold.
It was a cold, and I'm not talking about temperature wise.
No.
It was cold.
Yeah. The
Just
environment.
for people. The people they didn't seem
They were not as
as
friendly.
happy.
Mm-hmm. They're not as friendly. I mean, it wasn't like anything bad, but it's like the city was interesting, which for me was a complete shock because being kind of a history geek that I am, I was so in awe of the fact that we were in Berlin and how significant that city was in World War II, and the end of World War II, because I even believe Hitler committed suicide in Berlin when he realized he wasn't going anywhere and it was all going downhill. But I digress. Yeah, Berlin was an interesting city.
Yeah, history, that was another podcast, not this one.
Yeah, no, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I know sometimes you wonder, like the Wonder Women, you just wonder out. But it's okay.
Okay.
All right, you got it. Okay?
All right, perfect.
Bounce back. We're good. We're bounced back.
Yeah.
So, no, it was great. I mean, one thing when you travel, only thing I can really say and I can tell people, don't go to places that are not in your neighborhood, your state, your country, and think that's from your neighborhood. Because people travel they travel outside the U.S. and they expect U.S. customs. They expect U.S. treatment or food or taste.
Everybody's different. And I think that's what makes the world so beautiful.
It is, but people, unfortunately, Americans have a bad rap because they get a hold of a few Americans that go and they think that they should get
They want ketchup
food
with their fries instead of mayo.
instead of mayo. God, right? So the frites. So yeah, they don't have ketchup in a lot of places. They don't. So they think it's a travesty. Mayo is where it is. So I mean, but I get that. So it's okay. But if you got to be willing to be open, at least give it a try. Because believe it or not, there are some things that you might eat, you might see, but when you taste, it's not only palatable, but it's very delicious.
Yeah.
So you have to be open to that. And you wander around these places, and we see if I see a line, that means it's going to be good local stuff most of the time. You know what I mean?
Funny. My dad used to say that.
You know what I mean? I mean, but he was right.
My dad used to say that when we were little. He would say, if you want to go to a place that's really good, just all you have to do is make sure that the parking lot is full and whatnot, and that's the place to go.
Yep, because that is a telltale sign where a lot of the locals go, and we ask. So we used to get to a place, and how do you find some of these hidden gems? Internet is great because you can Google, you can do all this stuff. Tickety Talk is what people do a lot of times, or Instagram. But tickety talk. But what I do is what we do. We go up, go to a bar, make conversation with a good bartender or sometimes the waitress, and they give us some good tips. Hey, when you're off, where do you go eat? Where do you take your family? What do you guys do? And that's how we generally find a lot of cool things that we're able to come back and share with you guys, or we share with our group. And I just think those kind of things make the world go round.
Well, they make a big difference because obviously you're seeing the city from a perspective of a local, and that's really truly the fun part of it all, is you really seeing that, you know, how people really live in these places. And that's when you know how important it is that, you know, people go to dinner at 10 o'clock at night, you know, and it's a 4-hour meal and whatnot. So yeah,
quality versus quantity. And that's something that the quality of life is what I want to say. That's why a lot of countries, they actually put that above how much we can make, how quick can we get you somebody out. They don't put a timer in, because one thing that really chaps me is before you sit there and your food get there, you haven't even taken a bite. They drop it off, they coming back, and you still looking at it and haven't even tasted. How's your food? Yeah, I don't know. It looks like what I ordered, but I haven't even got a chance to eat it yet. So I appreciate the way other countries and other places allow you to be able to take it all in, and they don't rush. They want you to enjoy life. So, you know what? We could probably talk about this forever. So
we really could.
Hey,
if you
guys,
let him, he will.
Next time we're gonna do that. But I know we kind of bounced around a little bit, but we always came back to talking about the hidden gems and things that you do and don't. So,
are you saying I had a squirrel moment?
Squirrel. I ain't gonna say when you started talking about history, but that's okay. I'm like, oh my God, here we go down the history lesson. Anyway, but that's okay.
Thank you for your time. Join us again next week. Give us a shout out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're all there. And again, if you have any topics you want us to talk about or research for you, just drop us a comment. We'll be right there.
So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you really like us, tell a friend. Don't keep us a secret. That's what we prefer. So thank you guys for joining us for this episode of Beyond Departures.
Travel safe.
Travel often.
Travel by day.